I moved to Alaska when I was 20. I was out in Washington, D.C. on an internship, working a couple of jobs to make ends meet, and just kind of realized this is a rat race, this city thing. How far away can I go and not need a passport? Well, Alaska sounds good. So I took a job up here. That was just going to be a summer gig. And what kept me in Alaska was that entire summer, no one ever asked me about the brand of clothing that I wore. No one asked me about my haircut. Nobody asked me about makeup because I wasn't wearing any. None of that mattered. What mattered was, can you catch a fish? Can you shoot a deer? Can you clean the deer after you get it off the mountain? And that measure of strength was the measure that I wanted to live by. It wasn't on my agenda or my life list or my bucket list to run for, I wasn't even going to run for assembly, so I just kept getting in a little bit deeper, I guess.
Somebody did point out you could carry Sitka and win the election. You don't have to go to the other communities, but I don't feel like I can do the job without going to the other communities. So
yeah, you might be a lifer.
Yeah, well, if I keep
in.
doing this, the life won't be long.
They're gonna keep you. They're gonna keep you in there as long as they can.
In the urban areas, you can drive around your whole district in 20 minutes. And for me, that's just getting to the airport to fly to one of my communities because they're all on islands. So I have one island with 7 communities, and then the other 14 communities I have to travel to by boat or by plane. So I can't get around my district easily. For me, the thing that motivates me isn't my party, it's 100% the people. The underlying desire to be able to function together as a community is way more important than anything else. I trust the people in my town to make good decisions and to inform themselves. So basically, my advocacy is just going around saying, do you have everything you need to make this decision?
All right, you can read up on it.
And then I offer, I'm taking a no position, and I'd be happy to explain why. And there were more people than I expected willing to have that conversation and willing to engage in why I was taking a no position and why ranked choice voting and open primaries mean so much to me. And the reason that this issue was important enough to go and actually take people's time and ask for the opportunity to talk about it is that if we can keep ranked choice voting, if we can keep the open primaries, we have a chance of taking a lot of the heat, a lot of the vitriol out, a lot of the extremism out of the politics in our state. And if we can do that, then the conversations are not about the politics, the conversations are about the people. It's about the Alaskans. It's about what can we do for our future, for our kids' future. That's the conversation I want to have in Juneau. We can go down a path where people start talking to each other more, again, like we do right now in my little town.
Hey, Carrie, how you doing?
Oh, hey, Rebecca, how's it
What
going?
we have here is something I treasure beyond measure. It's incredible what we have in this little town. And if our country can go back to being able to do the same thing that we've always done here, and that we have not lost here, it makes me incredibly optimistic. Can I tell a side story about that may not be film appropriate, but I just feel like I have to say it? This is the ad. And this was the Wednesday paper we ran it in, which was last week. And you can see our paper is, it's not terribly extensive and it's pretty consistent, but this was our no on two. So on Monday I called my friend Tad Fujioka, and he was so delighted to get to put his name on, and he was saying that he's a Caltech grad, so he's all about data sets and numbers, and he said that he would love to help with ranked choice and love to keep it. And Tad was born and raised here in Southeast Alaska, a Juneau kid, and he's a huge outdoorsman, highly respected. He's a fisherman. We all look to him because he grounds all of his decisions and his opinions and his positions in data and just sort of rational analysis. And so he was talking about having to go back out because he'd gotten a big deer on Monday. And he got the deer up high, and it was in the brush. And he wasn't able to get the whole thing out. Our daylight is limited right now. And we talked about bears, and because he had half a carcass cached. And so that's, risky. And I was working through stuff on Wednesday and got the news from a friend that Tad had gone missing. And Tad actually didn't make it back from that trip. So his name appeared in the Friday paper after he had already passed. One of the last good things that Tad did was to put his name on this. So the days when I didn't want to go door knocking because it was snotty and nasty outside in the last week, I didn't feel I had a choice. It was an obligation. Everyone understands that your vote is one of your most sacred duties as an American, and it's a gift that not everyone on the planet has. Feels like there's a lot at stake.